Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Abel, man. Look, I know it's been a minute. I hope y'all miss us. We miss y'all. Y'all miss us? Come on, man. Look, I'm here with my brother Sim.
What's going on?
Hey, yo, Sim.
Yeah.
We back with another episode.
We are back from a long hiatus.
It's been a little high. We've been living a little bit.
We've been living a little bit.
Life has happened.
We've been doing a lot of things that you will soon see, so don't worry.
Talk to him heavy.
We wasn't
Sim.
just chilling. I promise you that.
Talk to him heavy.
I promise you that.
Hey, but look, though. Now, we always say we got a major guest. Oh, but we got a major.
We got a major
we
guest.
got a major.
No, it's crazy.
Like Staple.
It's what?
Huh? Staple. Major. If he take a step, the whole city shake.
Oh, yeah. A staple in the city. That's what you were saying.
Come on, talk
brother.
to me heavy.
I was thinking Staples. Like the store.
No,
a staple in the city for sure.
But y'all, we got our brother LaRese Purnell on the show, y'all.
Yes,
LaRese
sir.
Purnell.
What's happening, fellas?
Bro,
What's going
poppin'?
on?
Hey, so I did think he meant Staples as well.
Thank you.
So I'm like, I go to Office Max. I ain't even
Exactly,
know
I
Staples
was
was still
like,
around. So I'm
hey,
like,
yo.
where the Staples at?
What
Look,
about-
so look,
Office Max, buddy. Your local
Yo.
library is
Your
where I
local-
get my
Look,
Crazy.
man.
where I get my prints from.
So I'm so happy to be here in the building, man.
cracking,
So let me
bro.
say, I'm proud of you young fellas, man, for what y'all do here in the city as well, man. And it takes all of us
Yeah.
to get and make impact in this community.
Come on.
And we all play a role, man.
Come on.
I'm just glad to be in the building. Thanks for having me,
appreciate
man.
you.
Thank you.
Look,
Thank you. We
I'm glad to
appreciate
be
that.
back with y'all.
Come
Hey,
on, talk heavy. Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah.
No, we appreciate you. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
So we just gonna get right into it, man. We know, and everybody may not know, but we know a lot of what you do. Financial advisor, like financial advocate, finance.
Everything.
Like when I think of finance in the city, I think of LaRese Purnell. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We are grateful to have you, like even being from where we from.
That's right.
Just want to know, like, how'd you get to the point that you're at?
Oh my Lord, that's a story right there, man. And it's I'm glad you started off with that because that'll give us context to the rest of the conversation.
Yeah.
One, it is, and before I get started, because we start off in prayer.
Yeah.
First time in a podcast that they start off with the word first. So I appreciate that because now I'm in my element.
Yes,
I
sir.
know God gonna do the rest of the work
Yes,
now.
sir.
So he gonna go before us. But what I'll say is, it's one, because I made a commitment to him. So before I talk about how I got there, is I made a commitment to him that if he could trust me and if he gave me the tools, that I would change people's lives.
Yeah.
And I would never apologize for being a lover of Christ.
Yeah, come on.
So I don't care what happens in my life, what doors, what windows, what opportunities, how much money, what car I drive, what house I pull up. And if I got the baddest chick, I don't care about none of that if he's not in it.
Yeah.
So before I get started, I'll say to all y'all here listening is my prayer is not for him to take if my wife is going to leave me or if I'm going to lose what I possess today. Is if God takes his hand off of me. So
He
let
on
me
here
start
talking heavy
first there.
already.
But I'm a bag now. I'm a bag back.
Preaching early.
I just want to give y'all that context.
Preaching
He
though.
talking
early.
He talking heavy early.
So, but I'll say I grew up on the southeast side of Cleveland. By the time I was in the 7th grade, I had lived so many places that if you ask me who I knew in 1st grade, I don't remember them to this day. Because I didn't know when I came home from school if that meant it was a day that we were going to relocate to the next apartment, to the next homeless shelter, to the next family member. So all of that is why I do the work I do today, because I want for my family, I did not want to repeat that what I saw growing up.
Man.
And then 2, I knew I needed to take the knowledge that I received to then impact other people, because the worst saying that I hear in life, I'll tell both of y'all, is let life be your best teacher. And that is the worst saying ever.
Hey,
Why? Because mama had bad credit, you got to have bad credit. Why? Because the whole family was broke, you got to be broke.
Come on.
No, we going to break curses, and I'm on here today
Yeah.
so we can talk some knowledge,
Hey,
man.
look.
So we
Hey,
can
hey.
create
He
some wealth.
talking crazy. Yo,
Hey,
already.
I'll say that what made me that was crazy.
Hold on.
That was a lot.
Hey, hold
in
on.
like 30s. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Because that's so relatable. I didn't know if I was coming home from school if we was already packed up. We got to go
Yeah.
stay at auntie house.
Exactly.
Or go stay at somebody's house real quick.
And don't get down into it. So when you stay at Big Mama them house, because y'all think that's just a movie, But Tyler Perry's movie was a lot of people's real life.
Exactly.
And that's why a lot of people, no matter what they say, about, if they love Tyler, they don't love him. The reality is a lot of that applied to a lot of us.
Yeah.
When we went to Big Mama's house, you didn't know what room you was going to sleep in because it depends if Big Cousin came and pushed you out the room. Now you had to sleep downstairs on the couch, or if you was going to get a bed that had all the pillows. Again, it's, I just say to where I'm at today, and I will say that publicly on you guys' podcast today, is I have a responsibility. This ain't about me. So when you guys see that, me out in the community doing the work, is I made a commitment to him first, and then you guys come second. But again, it's like we got work to do, y'all. And y'all see, I love to smile.
Come on.
But I tell people in this season of my life, there's not a lot to smile about, because by the year 2035, if we're not careful, black people will be worth a negative net worth. So we got work to do, y'all. So when y'all see me, because y'all know now, when do you usually change something in life? When you want to lose weight, what do you have to do with yourself? You got to get
Change
what?
Your diet,
you got to get what in order to make the change, though?
Yeah, get
dedicated.
You got to get disciplined. With the word that when y'all gonna relate when I say this, you got to get angry.
Come on, yeah.
Most
for
people
sure.
don't change nothing in their life until they get mad.
Yeah.
And so when I'm talking to all these people out in this community, or just not Cleveland, but across this nation, it's time for us to get angry about being broke. It's time for us to get angry about not owning enterprises. I ain't say hustles. We've been talking about hustles too long. That's what Instagram do. We talk about hustles there. And again, I don't want to talk about logos. We leaving legacies. Enough of leaving, because Instagram ain't worth nothing when you dead. So that 100,000 followers, I want you to equate that to how it's going to impact your bank account when you no longer possess that to transfer it. So again, we trying to build legacies, and I need y'all to get angry about your money and building wealth for your family.
About to run through a brick wall.
No, for real.
I'm about to run through a brick wall now.
I see why you're chosen to spoke. I'm thinking of like my whole family. I'm like, I gotta get it together. I gotta get all my kids. Hey, I gotta get a Roth IRA tonight.
You gonna be online tonight.
I'm just
on here.
I'm 4 a.m. Yeah, I made $6 million. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you speak more to that 2035 negative net worth of black people? Because that just
So right now, if you guys know, and some of you know this, you guys have heard that the average white family's net worth is over $115,000.
For sure.
Six figures.
Yeah.
The average black family is less than $11,000. But when we start talking about black males, because that's who's on this panel today and on this podcast, we're less than that. But by the year TD Jakes said it literally on the Today Show just a couple months back, he said that we are predicted to have a negative net worth. That means not even zero. So we're not even at the baseline. We're talking about negative, y'all. So that means negative 8,000. So I want to say to all of y'all, and I'm going to shout this out, because the real issue is they want to keep us ignorant.
Come on.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not, y'all think I'm talking about, see, when we all brothers sitting here, y'all think I'm talking about whites, other cultures. I'm talking about institutions.
Yeah.
I'm talking about financial institutions. Y'all understand people make money off of poverty.
Yes.
So that's why I talk about changing laws. So y'all think I'm just out here teaching y'all financial literacy, but we got to advocate to make sure that we don't have payday loans in our communities. Because guess what? When a chicken place closes in our community, what do we used to see come? A car loan place. We saw payday loan places. Now, a lot of y'all, that a little bougie, you got a couple dollars, over your rent or whatever the case may be. When you go in your neighborhoods, what don't you see? If you live in a suburb, tell me how many payday loans places you got in your...
Zero.
Because they won't allow it.
No.
They won't allow it, y'all.
No.
It will never get through council of that community.
I just seen something, right? And that was crazy. I think I was talking to my wife last night about something. Something came across. I heard something on like YouTube or something. It was like, this is how to get rich. Payday loan, car wash, and put a chicken spot over there. if you are, or liquor store, payday loan liquor store, because what the people got to do when they get their check, they want their check fast. They gonna go cash it at the joint.
Yeah.
What's next door to the joint, to the payday loan?
The liquor spot.
The liquor store.
Yeah.
You're trying to get rich on all three.
No, but look,
all three though.
But you're right though. But you're right, and let's talk about this.
That's crazy.
When we think about Zelle, you know, I'm actually against those platforms, and some of y'all out there listening, y'all gonna be like, why is he against that? That's just the way of the world today. But what Cash App, y'all don't realize, does to us, Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, and all that, it keeps you out of financial institutions where the knowledge actually is. Because if you don't have no knowledge and all you're doing is Cash Apping every day, you will never go sit down and talk to an investment advisor.
If everything is digital.
But if everything is digital. But if you had to go into the bank, guess what you're going to run into? They're going to talk to you. Hey, did you get that Roth IRA? Sim, did you get that Roth IRA for your kids today? Did you get that? You know, updated, less interest on that mortgage or that car loan. But guess what? All you doing is Cash Apping every day, because all my entrepreneurs out there, because no, y'all got business accounts. Y'all don't Cash App your employees. I ain't talking to them. I ain't talking to nobody. I ain't talking to nobody. I ain't talking to them.
Yo, he talking heavy.
Mr. Purnell.
You're talking heavy.
You're cooking.
Yeah.
Sam, this crazy.
No, that's wild. And like what you just said, so Zelle, I love
Venmo,
Zelle work fast. Stop playing with me. Yeah. Zelle work fast and it don't take out nothing. I don't think you might have a different. You're like, it does actually. Zelle, Cash App, like all of those, like it dehumanizes like the effect of like money exchange, because money exchange started with a human to human.
I'm a PayPal kind of guy.
You're PayPal.
I'm a PayPal kind of guy.
But
so like, I ain't gonna whoop you online right now because you're giving money away. Yeah. And so what I want you to do is go back and look at all those fees you paying through PayPal.
Oh yeah, PayPal be smacking me over there from fees.
They get you.
Yeah.
They do Zelle?
So see,
I'm
now
concerned.
y'all gonna stop. Ain't nobody gonna invite me nowhere, because they're gonna say the man killing my apps. He killing my apps. But seriously though, there's fees to those as well. But what I'm talking about is, I teach something called the power of 5. 5 people, because what we have to do is pay people to do what they do.
Yeah.
And these are the 5 people, if you want to create wealth, you should have a relationship with. 1 is your banker.
Yeah.
Number 1. Number 2 is your accountant. And I ain't saying that just because I own an accounting firm.
Yeah.
But you can call us. Number 3 is your attorney.
Yeah.
Then you have your investment advisor and your insurance broker. But you have to build relationships with people if you want them to guide you in helping you build wealth.
Yeah.
So when people say they building wealth, but they have no expertise, what I always say, you hashtagging, getting the bag, getting at that money and all that stuff. But I know you're not moving because you're not an expert. And if you're only listening to what's on Google, on Instagram, you don't realize how much false information is being put out there.
It's a lot.
Lord,
it's a lot.
Yeah. Speak. That's great.
Yeah, that's deep.
He talking.
That's deep.
Crazy on here.
Yeah, so I mean, like, you just giving it out. I got so many questions after. Like,
so talk about starting your first business.
Yeah.
What was that process? How did you build that up to where it is now?
My first business is known now because it failed. And the reality is, in our community, most of us are first generation.
Yeah.
We are learning the natural way. We're learning by trial and error.
Yeah.
And what I did was, because I didn't have an uncle or, a family member I could call and say, hey, I'm thinking about investing here. Can you help me navigate this? And I invested into real estate. And, I thought it was a big opportunity for me. I was living in the Toledo market. That's time when land was really, it was reasonable. And I connected with a group of developers. And everybody's talking about development now. That was 20 years ago. And literally, I invested in something and put everything I had into it. And then the market flipped upside down on us and I lost everything. And when I say I didn't lose some stuff, y'all, I say I lost everything I own because I believed it was going to be the thing that was going to change my family's life.
Yeah.
So again, what did I learn from that? One, I realized that, you know, if God's in it with you and he's for you and you're with him first, because he's always going to be with you. If you're with him, that he will guide you and you can come back from anything.
Come on.
Yeah.
And, you know, through him, all things are possible.
Come on.
And literally, you know, at that time, I felt like the world was over.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, shucks, I lost everything. You know, I'm never going to come back from this. But what he had done is he equipped me with education. He had equipped me with some other tools that I could come back from. So I just had to learn from that. Sometimes when we fail, what we don't do is, it's like when people come and ask you, you know, for a loan. And because they've been bad with their finances, and the saying goes is, what I don't want to do is be pulled out of the storm too early.
Yeah.
So then I got to revisit the same storm.
Come on.
So what I would say to all of you out there listening is, what I did was I went through that storm, and then what I did was I got quiet so I can learn what I did not know and what I should have done differently.
That's good.
Before I jumped into another storm, and I keep realizing, why is it pouring on me? Business after business after transaction after transaction. So I learned a lot from that.
Yeah.
And one, I realized failure was real. You know, again, you know, social media, what it does to us today is we see all the good stuff, but we want everything without taking steps.
Yeah.
It's steps to being successful, y'all. And you all as entrepreneurs know that. Ain't no shortcuts.
Yeah.
When people are asleep, they don't realize I'm up figuring out how I'm going to make sure my employees receive a paycheck. Because not only do I have my family, but I have the families of other lives that depend on me being successful.
That's good.
So again, for me, I would just say all you, you know, beginning entrepreneurs, startup businesses, mentorship is key. If you see, everybody want to talk to you about capital. And again, if I'll give you another saying is, sometimes you go to the table too early and you're not prepared. And what happens is you never get invited back. So slow walk it, everybody. Slow walk it.
Man, because I hear people say, access to capital.
Yeah,
capital.
Give me money. Give me money.
Or I want to get $300,000 tomorrow.
Or I want a seat at the table. Everybody thinks they deserve a seat at the table. Or you hear, I'm going to create my own table. But how you going to create your own table? You didn't even know how to sit at somebody else's table. So again, it's steps to everything. There's levels to doing business. Yeah. And again, you got to also ask yourself, when people are talking about business, you got to equate that to what really are they talking about? Yeah. What is their definition of business? So when people come to me about business, I always ask them, are you talking about a hustle? Are you talking about a business? Or are you talking about an enterprise?
Yeah.
I'm building an enterprise.
Yeah.
And that means it will be around maybe when I'm gone.
Yeah.
It will employ people and impact lives and impact communities that we exist in. That's an enterprise, not a hustle where I'm just trying to pay the rent from this. And again, I'm not knocking it, because we all got to start from somewhere.
Come on.
But again, mentorship. Stop thinking you know everything again because you saw something on social media and you don't even know if that person on social media actually does what they sold you. Some people are just great at marketing, and I'm not knocking nobody. I'm not knocking nobody on that, because everybody has something that they do well.
Yeah.
But I would just say to you, mentorship, and then build structure. Build that money team, because the saying goes is, I think I can't afford. People tell me I can't afford an accountant, LaRese. I can't afford to work with you. No, you can't afford not to work with me, because either you're going to pay now or you're going to pay later. But I guarantee you're going to pay.
Come on.
That's a guarantee.
Wow.
So again, mentorship, and get the right people in your corner to help build your money team to create a structure to build a good business.
Now, that was actually part of the question that I had earlier where I lost my mind. Those five people that you said to build that relationship with, what would you say would be like I know it may be different from everybody, but like blanket statement, what would you say would be like the proper amount of money for somebody to have, like possibly recurring, possibly what type of figures they should have yearly to even have the ability to build those relationships?
So let me say this. Again, y'all both belong to a bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Y'all both belong to a bank, right? When you go in the bank, is there admission fees to get in the bank?
It's free.
It's free, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the people I said was a banker. The banker is free.
Oh, the banker free for sure. Ask a question.
The banker is free.
Banker free.
So
banker free.
So let's go. So both of y'all drove a car to get here, or you have a car, right?
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
And what does your car have, or I hope you have? You better have
Gas. Insurance.
For sure.
I said
insurance.
gas.
So both of y'all already paying somebody for insurance,
Yep.
right? And if you own a home, you have home insurance already, right?
Yes, sir.
So you're already paying. So what is that? Free, right? So that's 2 people we down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Both of you have careers, and you in the school district. So guess what you have? You have a retirement plan, right?
Yep.
So that retirement plan, it gives you the ability to have access to a financial advisor.
That's true.
For what? For free.
For free.
So we had 3, right? So both of y'all do taxes every year, and if you don't do them, you go to H&R Block, Jackson Hewitt, and all those places. So you pay a fee. Well, accounting fees are the same cost that you pay to go to those people, but the word accountant scares people because they don't understand what an accountant does for you. So it's the same cost. Now, attorney fees is, I'm going to save you on this one. If you go and get a space and you get a lease for 5 years on that, and you personally guarantee it because you're excited about that vision, right? And now what they say is happy grand opening, happy grand closing. That business only makes it a year, but you have 4 more years left on that lease. And even though the business closed, guess what you did? You personally guaranteed it. So now you are personally tied to it, even though you're making no revenue. But the attorney, well, let's just say $1,000 a month that was. So for that per year is $12,000. You have 4 more years left. That's $48,000. Well, for that attorney might have cost you $2,000 to look at that lease. Would have saved you $46,000. So again, when we break it down, sometimes we're intimidated.
Yeah.
People come to me and say, well, LaRese, I'm too young. I don't know no better. I teach my kids, you ain't never too young to get on your money. You're never too young. I wish somebody would have got me. I left college at 21 years old, almost $14,000 in credit card debt because didn't nobody teach me. So that's why I'm passionate about what I do to make sure people don't have to revisit this or go down the same road I did.
Wow.
I just want to jump there though.
Wow.
So we know you know what I mean, real Black Friday.
Oh, that's my baby.
Come on. Real Black Friday. All over the place. How vital is real Black Friday to the city of Cleveland?
Whew. You know, and I think always you got to give some context to how it started, because sometimes they see your glory, but they don't know your story.
See, look, they see you on a mountain.
Somebody clipped
but
that.
They don't see you on a climb for real.
They missed the steps.
They missed the steps.
They missed the steps when I had to crawl the steps.
Come on.
Because everybody think just because they're steps, you walk the steps. I actually had to crawl, scrape to get up some of those steps.
Come on,
had to, but I never skipped any steps.
Come on.
Exactly.
And, my kids, I used to throw them in the back. I had an SUV at the time. I threw them in the back seat. I would get up on a Saturday. I would just go up and pull up on Black-owned businesses right here in this community. And I would go in there and say, what do you need? What are you missing? And I never forgot the responses I got. 10 years, next year's 10 years, I got from business owners. They would say to me, man, LaRese, first, why are you doing this? Why do you care?
Yeah.
Why do you care? And I said, I just want to hear. I didn't know what God was doing.
Yeah.
All I was teaching financial literacy at the time. I didn't think I was going to do nothing around businesses. And literally they would tell me stuff. But how I knew something was different, and then I'll kind of get to that point and answer the question directly, is I happened to go into a business, and I won't name the guy over there in the Lee Road area. And he was like, and it was something, I came in first time, he never met me from Adam. He didn't know who I was. He never seen me in life. And I just told him, I said, I'm coming to learn about businesses. I'm just kind of surveying businesses to see how I can help businesses or whatever the case may be. He's like, come on in the back. And he was like, I got something to do. He doing stuff on a calculator. He told me to sit down. What I didn't realize when he told me to sit down, because I was just shocked that this man didn't know me and his business is thriving. And I looked down and I was sitting on his safe. And one thing if you know anything about our people, is 2 things people will hurt you about. They kids and they money.
And that paper.
And I say it's their spouse, depending on the day, if they even fit the list. But they kids and money for sure. But no. And what I realized immediately, and I never forgot this to this day, that there was a level of trust. Because how I realized it was a safe, he said, "Excuse me, can you move your leg?"
You had to look down.
I looked down and it was like, I just sat on it. It was like a big black box. I'm like, I wasn't even paying attention because I was so tunnel focused on the conversation. And he opened it up and his money, everything was in there. And I'm just like, oh, this man don't even know me. Like, he don't know if I could come back and do something.
Exactly.
So right then I realized it's like, okay, this is different. But I didn't have the true vision for it.
Yeah.
I woke up on a Monday morning. We'll never forget. I had a red chair in my bedroom. I stood up on that chair, called my wife. I said, I got a vision clear as day. It's called the Real Black Friday. I said, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. One of the most popular words on social media in America when it comes to businesses is Black Friday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the most hashtag words when it comes to businesses. And I said, so we ain't going to reinvent the wheel. I'm going to call it the Real Black Friday.
Yep.
Because it's a double entendre, to Black people and Black Friday.
Come on.
So with that being said, I created a vision, and I started to realize there was a need. And it's not a need just to have vendor spaces and all that. It's a need to access and exposure. What I realized is we could not move the needle in this community until we open the doors.
Yeah.
Come on, that's good.
And so
That's
what I
good.
started to do, and people don't even know this, all they remember me is for Expos and all. They don't realize I was setting tables at Huntington Bank with the president, setting tables at Destination Cleveland with Dave Gilbert and his team, and I can keep going down the list at the Cavs, and other organizations, and I would invite 25 businesses into the room. And I would then tell them to present their businesses to these groups and have them talk about their passion and create opportunities.
Wow.
So that's what people don't remember about me or don't know about me, because most of those means I never put on social media.
That is wild.
So
Crazy.
that is the kind of work. So when people see me and I hear the word, and we hear y'all family, so I could talk real.
Come on. This is here to inspire.
I've had people say, oh, LaRese don't collaborate. He just do his own thing. And I have to. It's like that's a joke to my family.
Yeah.
And it's actually an insult to my family because my kids, not only did my wife, my mother, my sisters, my nieces, my kids have sacrificed the time with me for me to be able to put time back into impacting and changing lives in this community. They were the ones up seeing me pace the floor, walk at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, trying to figure out what I was going to do to make sure it wasn't the LaRese show. How was LaRese going to get access? How was he going to get exposure? How was he going to build wealth? It was making sure that I brought people along the way. Yeah. But again, they see your glory and don't know your story and don't know the steps. So that's what the Real Black Friday is really about. The fun part of it is the expos when we bring thousands of people out. And I'll give you the last example, NBA All-Star. First time in history. But Cleveland sometimes will say, oh, LaRese is doing something else. But don't realize that was the first time in NBA history that they exposed 250 Black-owned businesses right here during the NBA All-Star, and it happened at Tower City, on 3 floors. Yeah. And we exposed and we spent over $600,000 and circulated those dollars right here in our community on a national stage. Yeah. And we gave access and created opportunities, and people don't know the heck that I went through for them not to cancel that event on many occasions. Yeah. Many occasions. It's like, shut that down. We got COVID. We got this. We got that. I took hits. You're not being safe. You're bringing all these people in one room. People are going to get sick. All that sort of stuff. But what they didn't understand is I had to make that happen because I was not going to let something that had that much exposure not bring exposure, the real meaning of the Real Black Friday, to people right here in this community.
That's major, bro.
So
that's amazing.
That's what the Real Black Friday is all about, man.
That's amazing.
That is, man.
It's like it's bigger than me.
Yeah. Oh,
it's bigger than me.
Yeah. So now, and we can, and some of y'all gonna laugh that's watching this podcast. Y'all gonna say, I've had years, the news has come to the Real Black Friday and they ask, who's the founder? I would be on the stage with the mic and they would be looking for who the founder was. And some people look at and they're like, oh man, he always has his face on it. But one thing I want y'all to remember is when you see my face on it, how many other faces do you see on it? I never have done a billboard by myself. It's always been with 4 to 6 entrepreneurs on there with me.
Yeah.
They didn't pay 1 penny to be on those. But it was all about bringing people along.
Exactly.
Of course, you got to when you build a brand, you got to use your own brand.
Come on,
to give people. It's called familiarity.
Yeah.
People support who they support.
For sure.
You know. So, but the reality was, I always made sure I brought people along.
Come on.
Even down to where it confused people. I'll never forget Public Square.
Yeah.
I was on Public Square, thousands of people on Public Square, and literally the news pulled up, and I will never forget. They asked one of my staff people, well, who did this? Like, who's the founder of this? And literally, they didn't even know who I was. And at that point, I knew I was doing God's work. Because it wasn't even about me.
How you gonna pull up and not know?
And you didn't even know.
Weird.
But no, where that is actually a compliment. Let's do the real. Let's break this down. We talking about the news. We ain't talking about somebody who just don't read. We talking about the news that does
journalists.
Research.
Yes, that's what I'm confused
and they pull
about.
up. So that means that I did the job I was supposed to do.
Because it ain't about, like you said, it ain't about you. Come on.
Ooh,
like, I would do 8 hours of stage performances. And my team, and I can say this publicly because they can hold me accountable.
Yeah.
And my words mean more than getting exposure.
Exactly.
Literally, maybe 6 minutes out of 8 hours I would be on that stage. 6 minutes. It's my event. So if I'm doing it to be seen, don't you think I would have a whole skit? I would have you there able to shoot me. I'll be up there doing, with the DJ. I'll be hosting with Micah Dixon and all them that I had, DJ Wolf and Steph Floss and all them.
Everything.
Never.
Yeah.
I was around doing the work, greeting the people, serving the community.
Yeah.
And you know one thing, man. So we worked on something. We did something together. You know what I mean? For Christmas, what is it? On the west side.
On the west side. So we did it for the resource center. So for refugees.
Oh my gosh, man! I think I told Sim, and I went back home. I was like, man, this is just amazing. Just to be able to like you said, it's bigger than us. Because I told him, I was like, we need to throw some paper into the next one. Yeah. I was like, I think I told you, I was like, yo, let's get some paper together.
I remember that.
Just how many kids can we sponsor?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Right. How many kids can get that experience, be able to go somewhere and get Christmas gifts and stuff like that, enjoy a movie, enjoy a great meal that they might not get to enjoy or might not get the opportunity to even experience.
That's right.
Man, that's right there. That make my heart full right there.
Yeah.
Doing stuff. Oh my goodness.
You know,
for sure.
And I'll tell you what was even more amazing, and that's how I always look for where is God in it.
Yeah.
And he always grabs me and confirms to me on every occasion I do something. So when he don't grab me, I was like, oh, that was flesh. That wasn't him. I got caught in the flesh, and I just was enjoying that. Yeah. Like that was all me. I ain't gonna get up here and lie. That was all me.
Oh, that was me.
I was all like, I want to do this event. I enjoyed this. It wasn't, but that was like what really grabbed my heart and really exposed the work that has to continue. So when you talked earlier, why the work is because most of those kids, and I don't know if you remember this, Abel, that we gave money to buy anything they wanted in that store was coming up to the counter with food. So when do you know a 9-year-old to bring food to the register when they had access to toys? When they had access to buy a game for the Xbox, when they had access to maybe buy some outdoor games, a basketball, soccer ball, whatever, they had food there.
And some of them kids was getting stuff for their siblings. Wasn't even getting for themselves.
Wasn't even getting. I had kids, they were like, oh, I'm getting this for my mom. My mom has never gotten a gift. And since I've been alive, my mom has never gotten a gift. And what I saw is the hearts of young people. And I was just like, it was at a place where my team had to control me because I was just letting the kids, I stopped caring about what it costs.
Exactly.
And I was just like, buy it. Just I want to cry at the register. Just buy it. Just go ahead and buy it. My kids don't need Christmas. Buy it. Just get it. Just get it. And and what we did was able to that was, why do we have to help our people and help them raggedy?
Come on.
So why can't when we help our people, we treat them with excellence?
Come on.
Yeah.
We treat them with excellence.
Yeah.
So people are like, I'll never forget somebody asked me like, LaRese, why don't you just get a couple school buses? Because they ride school buses every day on them hard seats, and Sim as a school teacher. Why? If we gonna treat them with excellence, let's expose them. Back to Real Black Friday, the theme of Real Black Friday. If we expose people, it changes their life.
Exactly.
So my thing is, you might need to get your level of exposure because y'all professionals, y'all making money, might need to be at this level. Y'all need to be on private jets, the way y'all rolling. Private jet spirit, private jets right here.
Soon.
So yeah, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Y'all been there. Like I look. So, but for them, we put them on Trailway buses.
Come on.
Yeah.
Because we wanted them to see that there is a next level to what you're used to.
Exactly.
And that Trailway bus to people looking at it was like, oh, he just got Trailway buses. That was their private jet to show them, and everything they do is another level.
It's another level to it.
So again, taking them and letting them pick what they want, and not putting them in a food line and treat them less than.
Exactly.
Taking them to Grill 55. We was feeding the kids. We had lamb chops.
I had Grill 55 the other day.
Yeah,
I tell you.
We had lamb chops, macaroni. Like the teacher was
great.
like, she was like, oh, I thought we were going to grab some pizza or something.
Pizza?
Them kids was smashing them freaking lamb chops.
Look at you can eat pizza any day of the week you want to.
You should have called me, though.
Yeah, we should have hit you up on that.
Hey, brother, what you doing up here?
But I love because just like you said, they can ride buses any day. They ride buses every day to school. Right.
Exactly.
They eat pizza probably at school.
That's right.
Often. Yeah,
That's
pizza
right.
is.
Let's open their palate.
That's right.
Exactly.
Let's try something different.
Man,
took them to the movie.
Expose
come on,
man. It changed. So I'm gonna give y'all, and then we'll be done with. Because I gotta say this. There was kids out of that. So first of all, we were only supposed to do 30 kids, and there being 100 kids. But again, that's when you gotta. If God can trust you, He'll always give you more than you need.
Come on.
And stop worrying about the people that don't support you, and celebrate the people who do.
Come on.
Because a lot of times, when he gives us that vision, what we do is we get so caught up. I don't have time to think about who ain't or what people, whatever. Just do the work.
Yeah.
Because again, ultimately, if you say you trying to please him, then what you worried about everybody? You can't, don't say you have fear and you pray and you have faith. You can't say both. It's like either you're going to be a lukewarm Christian or you're going to be a totally on fire Christian.
Come on.
And for me, I ain't got time to play the middle. I don't play the middle. But we had kids sitting there that had never been to the movie theater. Literally, about 85% of those kids had never stepped foot in a movie theater.
Yeah.
These kids had never eaten in a restaurant. So y'all might think, y'all like, that's impossible. How a kid never been to a restaurant? Well, the way I grew up,
exactly.
I know that's possible.
For sure.
When baking soda used to be the only thing in the refrigerator, I know that's possible.
Oh, that's all I had to brush my teeth with.
Come on,
Look,
for real.
Look. So now I gotta say this though, because I gotta take credit for this though. I'm gonna tell y'all the first invention, because I forgot to tell y'all about this. I did have an invention that I didn't share with y'all, so I'm gonna tell y'all too. I came up with the Pop-Tart. And I just never put this out publicly. I'm sorry. This might be trademark infringement or something. But I'm gonna share it. I came up with the Pop-Tart. Saltine crackers,
heavy.
jelly,
Stop playing.
Sugar.
Yep.
I sprinkle it on there, put it in, and I will put it in the oven.
Ooh.
I'm trying that.
So y'all didn't know. When y'all research, my name might not come up because the internet kind of confused. They forgot, but I did come up with that.
I just know the peanut. I just know the cracker, the sandwich. Man.
Hey, I'll tell you this much: the struggle will make you inventive. I could have sworn I invented LaCroix. I went to McDonald's, got some water, and got a sugar packet. I said, or Purell. No, I created Purell. Purell fitness water. Was it Purell? No, Purell's the.
Oh, you talking the hair stuff?
No, the fitness water though.
But man, that was like that. Even me just doing video was like even just eye opening. Experience. At the same time, because we see it, we know it, we've been to places, we see poverty, we see. I just went somewhere. I just went somewhere a few days ago, and it was like super crazy. Indian reservation.
Wow.
South Dakota, looked like East Cleveland.
Wow.
The whole reservation.
Wow.
Fentanyl up and through there. It looked crazy.
Wow.
These people don't got the same opportunities as the people inside the city do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have no motivation, no access to anything, barely access to clean water.
Wow. Going on right here in this country.
Come on, man.
And we don't. So to that point, because one thing, even as God expands our territory, because when he gives you a calling, you only think of it for a particular time, place, but the reality is sometimes he calls you to, I thought it was just to Cleveland, but now I realize it's the communities that look like ours all around this country.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you, but to Cleveland in particularly, I have to say this. If you are given access, it is not your job to want to be the only person in the room.
Say that.
We have a responsibility. If you don't take this responsibility, and this is a challenge to you, you got to move out the way because you are taking up room for giving our people access and exposure. And the reality is, as all of us, gain, as you're an educator, what you're doing is you're exposing and changing the minds of our future. That's what you're doing. And if you decide to take that education you had and hoard it and say, I'm just going to be in here and be the cool teacher, let them kick up and play games and color and draw and all that, what you're doing is you killing the future generation that's going to impact and one day maybe even take care of you. And so what I'm saying to you is out there is that's what I would challenge people with it is you have, and everybody listening a responsibility. Even if you say, well, LaRese, I don't do outreach, I don't give back, but you in a room, you have a job.
Come on.
There's somebody going to come up behind you. As young as you think you are, somebody younger is coming into that job right behind you.
Exactly.
So just like somebody opened a door or opened an office or created another opportunity for you, you have the right and responsibility to do the same thing. And that's how we change communities. That's how we make sure that we don't go negative as a community.
Yeah.
And the day we feel like we can do that, and remember, God, when he blesses you and he shines his light on you, it doesn't dim your light to be a blessing and shine a light on others.
Man, come on.
Come on, y'all.
And
a lot of time we focus on, well, God going to take this away from us, or this opportunity, I'll never see it again. What he has for you, the saying goes, what God has for you, he has for you. And can nobody repeat what he has for you?
No, for real.
And when God sends you something, it's encrypted for a reason. And it's encrypted because only you are supposed to see it.
Sheesh.
And only you can see it.
Yo.
That's
it
crazy.
Ain't wrong with getting out the way.
No,
come
for
on.
real. It's
Tell them to get out.
If passing the ball.
If you ain't doing it, if you ain't moving and you ain't impacting, and you stuck gatekeeping, get out the way. Because you just never know that person right behind you that's studying, still learning.
That's right.
He could be the one to change it all.
Exactly.
But you stuck. Oh my
you stuck
God!
In your
you
ways.
Stuck in your way. Boy, you better get out the way before I hit you over the head with a baseball bat.
Or what you do is hoard power. You don't even know what to do with it.
Jeez, Louise. Hey, we see that a lot.
Yeah, people got power, and it's like, and I'm like, you don't understand. You have the power to change stuff, but you so busy spending time on protecting it.
Come on.
That you impacting progress.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like, man, I will dedicate the rest of my career. People don't have to worry about or wonder what my focus on in this community is to help people build wealth and to bring as much exposure and access to entrepreneurs in our community. So again, I'm not hiding in a book. Is if you pull up on me, you come to a class, but just know in this season of my career, though, I'm holding you accountable. I'm holding you accountable.
Come on.
Don't come to my class if you ain't ready to go to the next level.
Yeah.
Don't jump on, any of my webinars or anything if you're not ready to go to the next level.
Exactly.
It's no longer about teaching, it's about execution.
Yeah.
I've been teaching y'all for over a decade now. Now it's time to execute the work.
We ain't been talking about that. Execution. Execute.
That's been like our
I called the homies. I be up sometime. I get up at 4, 5 in the morning. Either sometimes I'm at the gym or I'm up early. I'm calling these boys 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock.
What's good?
What's up?
Did you get that done?
Yeah.
12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock at night. What we doing?
Yeah.
What we doing?
Did you write that?
That's right.
What we got to do next? Every time.
Not playing no games.
For real. Not for real. Because
execution.
Execution is one of the, like, execution is by far.
We talk about getting there. We get there. Now we here.
We say it so often, like, oh yeah, let's talk about it. It's like texting the homies to go on the trip. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna book it right now. They get closer and closer. Actually, I don't think I
executing the film.
That's right.
All of that, everything.
All of it.
We wrote it. He's shooting it.
People love
What's
people
next?
who get stuff done, man.
For real.
And you know, people always say, man, LaRese, you so busy. You got so much going on. I said, and I just told a guy this other day. Literally, I was at the Union Club, and I told a guy here in Cleveland. He was like, man, you got a lot of irons in the fire. I said, no disrespect. I said, how many times? I said, you like to golf, right? He's like, I love to golf. I said, how many days a week you go golfing? He said, 4 days. I said, you play 9 or 18 holes. What you play? He said, oh, it depends on the day. I said, would it take you 2 to 4 hours? I said, we're going to just say 4 hours it take you, right? To go out there and golf. 4 hours times 4 is 16, right? And he said, yeah. I said, well, if I go teach a class twice a week and I teach it for an hour and a half, how many hours is that? He said 3 hours. I said, but you golf 16 hours. I said, what I do is my golfing, and it's what I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
I said, so should I say that you too busy to golf? I said, so you got to stop being careful with what you see on social media to understand what I love to do only took me 3 hours, what you love to do took you 16 hours. So I actually got 13 more hours to invest in my craft to get better at what I do every day. Yeah. So again, so it's like I could tell you wasting time. So I said, so it's all how you look at it. It's all on how you look at it.
That's nasty.
So
watching it
again,
go by.
That's nasty work.
So again, it's just understand what your passion is.
Yeah.
And I would just tell you guys, we got a lot of work to do, a lot of positive things, a lot of positive people like yourself. So we can get it done as long as we're willing to come together and do the work. And now let me be very clear, because sometimes people mix my words. I didn't say that we got to come together. And when I make that statement, don't mean that I'm going to work with everybody. Exactly. Let me be very clear. And I'm going to tell all y'all out here listening, just because somebody want to collaborate with you don't mean that you should collaborate with them.
Come on.
Because the reality is, are they willing to do the work at the level you're willing to do the work? And is their character tested? And do they have the right integrity to align with who you are? So again, I don't care that you got 1 million followers and you're like, hey, if you come on my platform, you're going to go to the next level. But I heard you cheat on your wife every other night, or you do such and I'm not your judge, but what I'm gonna tell you is certain things, or you don't take care of your kids, like that don't matter to me. Christ. So exposure that is not gonna ever pull me into doing something that can take me off my assignment.
Exactly.
So again, just be very careful with that.
That's
good. As y'all doing that, and just rock with people.
Man, we don't collab.
We don't collab.
Abel, come film, come shoot this.
No, it's a rare, especially like for all the Force Society to actually like jump into something. Like we have meetings. Like, have you heard? Have you talked to them? Have you like seen like how they actually move, how they actually work? Like, so no, we can't. Like it is a level of. It's always gonna be a level of discernment that's necessary, like in going in business, because coming out the other side is what you got to look at. You can't go in looking at numbers and be like, oh yeah, this is the greatest thing ever. Like, no, it could get us to a level.
That's right.
But is that the level that we're trying to get to? Is that the platform that we're trying to like put ourselves on, or are we trying to be on more integral morals?
Man, come on,
like,
man.
On the side of God.
And if you're testing it based on money, it's gonna fail.
Come on.
So I'm gonna tell you this. And for my business people out there, they probably like, man, what do you mean, LaRese? Everybody wants to make money. I didn't say you don't want to make money, but if you don't chase passion and purpose first, because I tell people, and we make jokes about Calvin from McDonald's back in the day. He was a fry guy, and then the story came out years later that Calvin actually owned a McDonald's, because what he did was he didn't miss any steps. He worked his way up, and because he was passionate about it, he became the best at it. Wow. So again, if you're passionate about what you do, everything else will come with it. You'll get access, you'll get money. And I tell people, that's why I don't do nothing that I'm not passionate about.
Come on.
Again, like they say, if you will never work another day. If you love what you do, you never work another day again in your life.
Come on.
And so for me, it's like I would just tell people, stop doing things because your cousin and them doing it and they showing you and flashing some money and you like, oh, well, they made money off of that, and then you do it and don't make $1 off of it because you did it for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
And now what you've done is you wasted resources, so now you going backwards financially because you were doing somebody else's calling or mission or vision. So again, do what you're passionate about.
That's great.
That's incredible.
Goodness, that's amazing.
So you going on a 21 stop? Can I talk about that?
Yeah, please.
You going on a 21 stop tour, talking about financial literacy,
and entrepreneurship.
Let's talk.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I see you post something the other day. What makes what's the characteristics of a great entrepreneur?
One that loves his family. If you have a family and y'all like, hey, what that have to do with business? Because your family is the one that's going to make all the sacrifices when no customers show up.
Yeah.
Your family is the one that's going to stay up all night with you. Your family is the one who's going to allow you to use the resources that would impact their lives on something that you're passionate about.
Come on.
So your family is first. Of course, now, y'all, let me back up. Y'all know God, you got to pray about it and make sure that he puts it in your spirit to do. That's first. But here on earth, your family. And then you got to find, one, do your research. Like if you ain't willing to read about what you say that you want to be great at,
shouldn't do it.
Then you shouldn't do it. You ain't going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Because you'll never be an expert at it and you'll never be the best. How you going to be the best at something you won't even read about? So again, and then you got to.
I don't like reading.
You don't like reading, then you don't like doing business.
Come on,
plain and simple.
Because you don't even know who your competitors are. You don't even know about your product. You don't even know, how you should expand. You don't even know who's the market. You don't even know what the needs of the customers are. So again, you got to want to be able to read first. Have a plan. We in our community start businesses with no plan.
Yeah.
No plan.
I was actually going to ask you about
that.
Like,
how do you have a business with no plan?
Yeah.
It's like, so then you want somebody to invest in something you ain't even clear on what your next steps are.
Yeah.
Somebody, I want access to capital. I want investors. People come to me like, LaRese, will you invest in my business? Well, what's your vision in 6 months? Well, business is good right now. Customers coming through the door, but what's your vision in 6 months then? Like if it's going that well, what's your vision in 2 years? Like I can tell you where CLE is going to be in 2 years if God says the same. At least I wrote it down and made it plain. And I ain't got a lot of y'all because I want to be an example, but I don't want to be a bad example right now because my phone is dead. So I was going to show y'all something, but I can't believe I didn't plug in today. I usually don't have that happen, but I have my goals on my phone.
Yeah.
So it's my screensaver.
Come on.
And I've been teaching that for a long time. So every time I answer this, because the average person answers their phone and deals with their phone 352 times a day with text messages, YouTube, if they're on all the different social media platforms, answering voicemail, emails.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to look at this thing that many times, I want to look at something that's going to be meaningful and not a selfie of myself, and I already know what I look like. So I'd rather have something that's going to really impact my life.
Exactly.
And what that also does, it tells me when I'm answering, when one of y'all call me, if I look at my goals and you don't align with my goals, I might not answer your call in this season. So again, it's a reminder to not accept distractions. So again, I would just say to all y'all is have your family in order, put them first, have that plan in place, get mentorship so you get good guidance, and don't think that what you're doing is the first time it's been done. My mentor always told me, you just haven't met the person who created before you somewhere. It could be somewhere in China, Japan, Europe. You just ain't met them yet, but somebody had a similar vision than you had as well. So again, I would say start with those. It's not money like y'all thought I would say. It's not having access to capital. Those things are the foundation of making sure you're great.
Y'all.
That is
he dropping a lot of gems.
I'm just gonna replay this back.
He's dropping a lot of gems. He talking super
I'm gonna keep this
heavy
thing
on his
spinning.
joint.
No, for real.
Jeez,
This is yo. Exactly.
You did.
Throw it in there.
Now, I'm gonna say something though, and I'm glad. I don't get excited about a lot. And I'm gonna tell you, seriously, God's good, so I don't get excited about much. I'm really a real low to the ground person. My family, friends would tell you. I will tell you, but I was really excited to be on this podcast with y'all.
For sure.
We appreciate it.
Because I respect both of y'all,
sure.
and really, I watch how people move.
Yeah.
And to see young guys moving like that, like I was excited. But one, when I look at both of y'all, professionals, handle y'all self well, carry yourself well as well. But y'all both married, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You're married. And I had to insert myself because I said anytime I come to also be a blessing and to talk about, the importance of marriage.
Yeah.
Because I talked about family.
Yeah.
But I must say this, and if y'all don't play this, I ain't never going to talk to y'all again because I can't go in my house, because I'm married too. So I must, when I talk about family, also talk about the power of a strong, beautiful woman in your life that God has provided to you. We talk about, God, love the church. Love your wife like he loved the church.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And for me, my wife is a major part of my success.
Yeah.
Come on.
She gives me this confidence that's unreal.
Come on.
It's like when I walk in the room now, it's like it's not arrogance because God will kill you for that.
Yeah.
But it's confidence.
Yeah.
Because I know this girl got my back, that she is definitely that set of eyes behind me. And it's like we like the Avengers. It don't matter which side, you come at us. We got eyes all around looking at you. So we watching. And what I'll say is she truly is a blessing in my life. And I would just say to all my guys out there that are married, make sure that you don't allow yourself to increase and you don't take them on the journey with you.
That's good.
And so while I'm going on this journey, I make sure that that I'm lifting up her first as well. And I'm supporting what God gives her. So sometime as men, what we'll do, because God's given us a vision and filled us full of vision, that it'll become all about us.
Exactly.
And we don't do it on purpose.
Come on.
We in purpose. So we loving
we moving,
it.
we
We
working.
moving.
Yeah.
And we naturally think that we're the providers.
Yeah, tunnel
so we
vision.
got to make it happen
real, though.
and
No,
do
for
it.
real.
That's
But
real.
what we'll do is not intentionally. We will not allow them or support them in the vision that they have, because they can't be around greatness like you two and not want to be great.
Exactly.
So over the years, maybe they didn't start off as entrepreneurs. I don't know. But eventually you'll see down the road, you're going to start to bleed off on them.
Yeah.
But you got to make sure that you're paying attention so you're aware of how to support them when their time comes. So to my wife, I want to say, she is my biggest cheerleader outside of my mother. And she's a godsend. And I don't know if I could do this work without her, because she truly lends me to this community to do the work that I do. And when y'all drive me crazy and y'all pull on me all day, when I go home, she right there with that dinner. She right there, gonna rub my back because, y'all done sucked the life out of me.
No, for
but
real.
again, and that y'all know that's real.
Exactly.
That's real talk.
Super real,
And
bro.
so you got to make sure that you're filling her up while she's filling you up as well.
For sure.
Man.
We receive that for sure. That's
No,
major,
for real.
bro.
Thank you.
That's
And you
real.
y'all traveling, doing what y'all doing. I see you all over the world. Like, again, somebody holding the house down when y'all not here.
No,
Yeah.
literally.
So don't forget, don't ever take that for granted. Don't think because you bringing the check in the house, it minimizes what she does.
Come on.
And because what she does allows you to do what you do.
Yeah.
Come on.
Because you come back to a raggedy house and no food, kids bad in school, flunking out of school, all kind of stuff. That money won't mean much.
Exactly.
So just keep that in mind.
Man, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said
Appreciate
that.
it.
Yeah.
Man,
So
we
look,
both
I done
appreciate that.
dropped the whole energy.
No.
Now they like, oh,
We
man, I
had-
gotta
no,
go
we
home
had- hey,
tonight.
no,
Babe,
that-
I got
that's-
you, babe. I got you.
No,
See, I done hooked it
yeah.
up for y'all now. I done
Come
hooked it
on.
up for y'all. Look.
So as we kind of wrap up,
Yeah.
what would you say to the audience? Because we on here to inspire. You know what I mean? What would you say to the audience on today to
You've
inspire
said a lot
them?
already.
You
I was
already
gonna
said a
say,
lot.
But let's put some like parameters on it, because you just knocking boys out.
What is that?
I don't know. If you were looking at your 10-year-old self, right? 10-year-old
He
self.
said 10-year-old.
Yeah.
That's a kid.
10. You're locked in. Let's keep it a buck. You have a
Riding
mindset
bikes.
to a mindset that's still like you can receive 14.
Mongoose. I'm riding bike.
Mongoose. So say you meet your past 14-year-old self. What is something that you would say to him?
That's good.
And he'll only remember what you say. What is something that you would say to him?
That you truly, and this has been said, I'm not saying it's not new, you truly can be whatever you want to be in life. But you got to stay focused and be willing to do the hard work, and being cool is not going to help you create legacies. So, because the question I can turn back around to you, Micah Dixon asked this on Radio 1 the other day. Tell me where the coolest kid in your school is today. And sometimes we thought that was what was going to get us ahead, is being the class clown, being the person that was, going to be the flyest. And then you ask yourself where those kids today. Now, some of them might be successful, but we know in general most of them, aren't where we thought they would be, because they were the ones everybody paid attention to. So, again, I would just say, what I realize in life truly at this age now, in my early 40s now, I know that literally you can be whatever you want to be if you're willing to make the sacrifice. When everybody is playing, you might have to study a little more.
Come on.
When everybody is doing the things that you wish you could do, you might have to save a little. You might have to get that summer job when your friends out on the court playing in the school that you cleaning, they outside playing ball. So again, just remember, the people that work hard, it does pay off eventually one day in life. So I would say just do the work, stay focused, and don't think, the saying goes, I'm still young. Just like I started off this podcast today talking about life, let life be your best teacher. Worst other saying is I'm young. I was y'all age. I was 21. I was 25. And I remember saying, I have time. And then 5 years go by like that. Another 5 years go by like that. Another 5 years go by like that. And I say, whoa, where'd that time go? Time is something you can't get back.
Come on.
Money you can always get back. You can lose it, make it, lose it, make it, lose it, make it. I can never get back my 14-year-old birthday or date or birthday, anything. So again, just be wise with your time, stay focused, and focus on what you want to be. And I guarantee you, keep God in the center of it, and you can be anything and everything that God intends for you to be here on this earth.
Y'all,
that's amazing.
LaRese Purnell.
He
dropping them. Sim. This was
heavy. This was heavy. No, golly.
So bro, where can they find you?
Follow me on I'm on all the platforms, Instagram, TikTok, everything, LaRese Purnell, LinkedIn, Facebook, everything out there. I'm on at LaRese Purnell. I'll make it simple for you. Just follow me there, and send me some messages. If y'all out there listening and y'all got something out of this, follow these brothers so they can continue to do the work that they're doing. Support them. Please support them. Subscribe. Just become a part of what they do. But I would also say, follow me. Send me messages. Always remember, leaders need encouragement as well.
Come on.
So sometimes I'm out here, I'm operating, and I have no more fuel to give. So I burnt all the fuel. So all of us need to be recharged. So drop me a message and say, man, I got something from today. Drop me a message and say, I've been in one of your classes. I've learned something. Give me some encouragement. So then that encouragement that you give me will help me fight another day to maybe impact somebody that might even be in your own family.
That's amazing. Yeah,
that's really good.
Man, real quick, what do you have coming up next?
So I will be dropping some entrepreneurial classes here in the community, but it ain't like what we done in the past, y'all. It's a class of execution, and when I say that it's no more just talking. Don't come to the class if you're not willing to do the work. So again, the first day you come in and don't do the work, it's going to be your last day coming to class.
Gotta go.
Because what you doing is taking room up from somebody who is serious about taking their families to the next level. So I have classes coming up. We're doing a Taste of Black Cleveland at Rocket Mortgage Field House on August 22nd. I'm dropping that, and I want y'all to be there. We'll support about 30 Black-owned restaurants. We're right there on the floor again. Want y'all to come out to that. Real Black Friday, we're working on a couple things. I'll be sharing those soon. Yes, I like to share nothing I don't have all the full details to. Yes, but again, we're approaching 10 years on doing that work, and we got to do that big. And maybe y'all show up and help me do the work.
Let's do something.
I don't know. Maybe I can get on the checklist. I know y'all all over the world, but you help little old me from Cleveland. Just help. Go ahead and help a brother from Cleveland.
Help a Cleveland brother.
Help a brother from the east side.
Help a brother from Cleveland.
But y'all, this has been before I say this has been another great episode. This has been another great episode. But like, comment, subscribe, share, do all of that.
All
man.
The good things.
Make sure you follow LaRese and everything he got on his platform. Let us know what y'all think about the podcast and this episode today. And Sim, take us to the crib. Sim, take us to the crib.
We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. This has been Here to Inspire. We'll see y'all on the next one.
Yeah.
Bye.
It's on with you.